Hello, my name is Beth Fritz, and I am a member here at Warren. My husband Mike and I have been members for about 10 years. We have 2 adult children. Our daughter Caitlin is married to Jeremy, and they have given us a precious grandson, Hap, and our son Patrick lives out west. So we are very active at Warren. We love serving in our newlyweds newlyweds class, and have been facilitating that for going on now our 5th year. About 2 years ago, Warren had a women's function, and when we were asking if women wanted to become mentors and mentees. And so I attended this meeting, and I thought, there's just no way I have time for this. We're already leading the newlyweds class. I work at our chamber, and I thought, I just don't know if I have time. But I decided I wanted to be obedient, and I signed up to be a mentor. Well, little did I know back then that this dear one would become my mentee, and that experience has been one of the greatest blessings in my life. I'll just tell you a little bit about my experience and why I want to encourage you to even consider being a mentor, and then I'm going to turn it over to Kylie. I had been a mentor with a couple of D groups before, but you always, when you enter something like this, you feel like, am I qualified? Am I equipped? And the answer is you'll always feel that way, but you have to just step out and say yes, because that which God calls you to, He will equip you. So when I met Kylie, I've teased her, I said, you're like a big onion. And she would tell me some things about her upbringing and her family. There was just a lot to process. But I also know that I had brokenness in my family growing up, so I could relate in those ways. But the more I got to know her, and she was a new believer. She had had some opportunities in being in a church, but really truly getting into Bible study. She just had not been discipled or led in that way. So going through the book, Flourish, which was a beautiful study. It was just a really sweet experience, because she would ask me questions that I just assumed, someone that grew up in the church, that was just things that you knew. And so she really challenged me on being prepared and anticipating some of those questions. So it was a great challenge for me, both in being in the Word as well. But what really was, I think, was so rewarding is that Kylie was going through some difficult times, a difficult period during the time that we've been together, the past year and a half, with a marriage that was on the rocks. She was dealing with some unhealthy relationships, some friendships. And I just kept praying, Lord, you are the marriage is so important to you. You are the healer and you're the restorer. And I wanted to believe that in my spirit, but I know, of course, that they will do what they need to do. But in time, through prayer, little by little, I started to see her marriage healed. She's in a wonderful life group now. Her health, she also had some health issues, which I think sometimes when you have those stressors or things in your life, that exacerbates things, but she's healing from that. So I just tell you, from a mentor's perspective, it was truly a blessing for me, something God just, Ephesians 3:20, He just did abundantly more than I could ever hope or imagine. And it was truly one of my greatest blessings as a believer. And so I encourage you, if you're considering it, if you're not sure, that I would encourage you to do so.
Okay, I am Kylie Mason, and I am Beth's mentee. I am a mother to 2 beautiful children, a wife to a very loving husband, and a business owner. About 2 years ago, I decided to go to this event called Flourish. I had never done anything like this before, and honestly, it's not something that I would do. It was very much out of my comfort zone. I was matched with Beth in January of 2024, and the more and more that we talked, the more I realized how much God had His hands on our relationship and our matchmaking, and just how perfect we were for one another. I think the similarities between Beth and I are insane. I didn't know that at the time that I was meeting Beth, that it was about to be one of the most convicting times of my entire life. Our relationship started very slow, and I had never prioritized Jesus outside of Sunday service, so that was completely out of my comfort zone as well. And especially going into a Bible study with someone that you don't even really know, or being very, very vulnerable with each other. As the weeks went on and we dove deeper into our studies, my life started to become incredibly chaotic. I had a marriage that was failing. I had friendships that were failing, and my health was definitely not where it should have been. But every Tuesday, without fail, Beth was there waiting at Starbucks, 6 o'clock, ready to study the Bible, ready to help me pray in any way I needed to be prayed for. She listened to everything that I had to say. She even gave me a new perspective, a more godly perspective. I was not one to step out on my own to join a mentor-mentee program, but I thank God just about every other day that I did. I'm not saying that a mentor is going to solve all your problems in your life. There have been a lot of hard work to get me through this last year and a half, but I will say that a mentor will be there to pray with you and to help you move in a way that is more like him.